Rest in peace, Wesley Shepard.
A stack of drugs in an alleyway.
I don't know what that means. As soon as weird shit started happening, I'd have just assumed it was Clarence's fault. Yeah.
And he's being like strangled.
Stop resisting.
He's like what is he?
I don't know.
Come on, mustache.
He's like, not like the strip club eating donuts, and he's like, I don't want to go see the homeless Negro.
Life, Death, and Dope Boys. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Indy. I'm joined by Justin. Please be prepared for spoilers for the entirety of Tales from the Hood. If you haven't seen it already, you have to watch this movie. And if anything, you don't have to take it seriously. Watch it like it's a B movie, and it'll be incredibly entertaining.
It's a B movie.
Back then, it wasn't.
You
this
think
movie
so?
was probably a big deal. Back executive produced by Spike Lee, and then written and directed by Rusty Candieff.
I don't think I know any black people who've
Clarence
never seen
Williams
this movie.
III.
So
Yeah.
you're right, yeah.
It's got like
All right.
It's got David Allen Greer in it.
You're right.
This movie is a big deal. It's an anthology, though. It's 4 different stories combined into one movie. I believe they were all written by Rusty Candieff. That kind of makes it easy for us. We can kind of break it down separately, and then what we're going to do is split this into 4 parts. You guys can enjoy this from now until Halloween. So I am really excited to do this. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so we got a trio of hustlers, right? Stack, Ball, and Bulldog pulling up to Sims' funeral home to buy some drugs wholesale from Mr. Sims, a creepy, spooky mortician who they should have turned and ran from immediately. This dude is weird looking. I feel like, all right, for me, it's like the effect of seeing the Joker and then seeing like Heath Ledger and being like, yeah, like I can see how that's the guy who played him, but they still somehow look so different. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about the mortician and Clarence Williams III.
Word?
Yeah, like I look at him and see him, but then I'm also like, my first time seeing you was in this movie, and then every time I've seen you since, it's like, that's not the same guy.
I don't know, man. I feel like I only ever picture him in Tales from the Hood and Half Baked, and those two dudes, they're the same dude in my head, easily. So I don't...
Yeah, the Don King hairstyle, the vacant stare.
Yeah.
Getting progressively sweaty throughout the movie. Yeah, he also has this weird stain on his teeth for the first, like, scene of the movie, and I wonder if that was intentional because for the rest of the movie it's gone.
Really?
Yeah, I like to imagine that they were like, oh man, well, we're not going to refilm that, so...
Or it's like they told him to put that on his teeth, and they were like, nah, that doesn't...
Yeah, that
he was like, hey, y'all, this is nasty. Hey, I'm taking this off my teeth.
It's scratching my lip. I'm taking this off. Now, Mr. Sims talking about he found a whole stack of drugs just chilling in some alley, and he's been stashing them safe and sound in this mortuary. Now that the dealers are here, he's like, yo, if y'all want the goods, I'm gonna need y'all to come help me get them. So Mr. Sims start telling stories about some of the souls resting there, starting with the story of Clarence Smith. His brother was said to be hearing voices from the other side, like the spirits were straight up calling his name. A stack of drugs? A stack? Mm-hmm. In an alleyway.
I mean, when we were watching this movie, I already told you how I felt about this whole drug deal. I wouldn't have been wandering around the fucking mortuary with this dude.
Yeah.
This is all really dubious to me. I wouldn't have trusted any of this.
I mean, the story itself, if you just like...
Hey, fellas, I got some drugs in the basement. You want to come
help
me get these drugs?
Not only that, but you have to be the one to bring them up. And then, like, it seems like he kind of forgot about them. Like, it sounds like he made up a story and he keeps forgetting what the story is.
Now, where's the shit? The shit? The shit that you found. Oh. The drugs.
I wonder how desperate do these 3 dudes have to be that they keep along with it? Like, this must be like a big come up.
Man, it's a whole stack of drugs.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. He sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
A stack of drugs?
Yeah, he found them in the alleyway.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I would have been kind of scrutinizing that story like, all right, can you tell me what drugs they are?
Yeah, what kind of drugs do you have?
Is it a powder? Is it like a, like a leaf? Like,
is it
what?
Weed? Crack?
Not only that, but bro, those were somebody's drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir, how did you...
You found?
How did you find these drugs?
Yeah. Who has anyone come after, like, looking for them? Like,
Were they on a dead body?
tell me more about this situation.
I found a whole stack of them in the alley.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have
whole
to.
stack.
We're gonna go.
What drugs can you stack like that?
I guess I'm gonna have to tell Lil Mo that this was awesome.
Lil Mo should have came himself.
Lil Mo, who the fuck y'all need to be worried about?
Right? Why did he send dudes?
His
for
henchmen, his foot soldiers. That's why.
We're talking about a whole stack of drugs.
I don't know what that means. I can't even take it seriously.
On his first night on the job, young brother Clarence Smith, a black police officer, was rolling with his new partner Newton Hauser, who just so happened to be white. They got to what seemed like a regular traffic stop, two white cops pulling over a well-dressed black man. But things ain't what they seem, fam. When Clarence ran those plates, he found out it was Martin Ezekiel Moorehouse, a city councilman and a strong advocate for black rights. My man Moorehouse had been on a mission to clean up police corruption in the city.
It's 1995, and I understand that computers are like brand spanking new. But like, it's like, you know how they put people in horror movies who have like somehow never been in that situation? It's like that.
That's probably...
That black cop there had somehow never interacted with white police officers before in his entire African-American male life.
Or at least heard about it once. He's never even heard of police brutality.
You're an African-American male in America. You don't have to hear about fucking police brutality. You've been disrespected at least slightly. It's the mid-90s. You've gone your whole life this whole time and police academy not dealing with any sort of...
It's very... I mean, you know, it's somewhat possible.
Were you a transfer student?
Yeah.
And then he like, all right, well, I'll let these three officers handle this one dude during this traffic stop while I focus everything I have.
Right, and it's like,
turn off my peripheral vision completely while I try to figure out who this Negro is so I can determine whether or not it's important to stop them from killing him.
Not even that. Like, all right, so they send him over. They send him to the car in the first place in order to see if run the plates to see if the car is stolen. You know that's some bullshit, right? Why did you go?
I know it's
I'd
some
be
bullshit.
like, yo, like,
you know it's some bullshit.
Have one of them do it. I think I'm gonna hang out here.
It's like the least black dude ever.
Yeah, he
like forgot for a second. Maybe that's what happened. Never mind.
He forgot that he was black.
Yeah.
You think he's just like,
you throw on that uniform and it's like, now I'm blue.
Yeah. I'm a blue life now. Clarence's heart dropped when he witnessed Newton, along with two other officers, Strom Richmond and his partner, Mustache Cop.
Does he really not get named?
He gets named.
Okay. He looks like his name. Fucking Super Mario.
Yeah, they're straight up brutalizing Moorehouse with their nightsticks and trashing his car. Clarence knew Moorehouse needed medical help, but these officers acted like they were going to take him to the hospital, so homie backed off.
Why would you trust that?
Why would you trust that?
They just whooped his ass.
Not only that, but you get back to the car. All right, so from Clarence's perspective, I guess.
Clarence.
You get sent to the car to run dude's plates to make sure that the car isn't stolen. Okay. You actually go and do it. And okay, you're so focused on that task that you do not look up from the screen until you realize who he is. And then take a moment to like, yeah, I remember that dude. Yeah,
he was really cracking down on racist police officers like a year ago. I remember him. Oh, damn, those three white dudes just beat the fuck out of him.
Right, so you get back to the car, the window is smashed, dude's head is bleeding. Yeah,
because they put his head through a window. Yeah. I forgot about that.
His whole face is torn up, and he's being, like, strangled. Not like he's in a headlock, you know what I'm saying? Like, where they could actually pass it off.
Stop resisting!
He's being strangled by this dude. And then they're like, go to the car, and you're like, fine, but stop beating him up. No, man. We're going to take him to the hospital. No, you're not. Martin Moorehouse, the dude who has been cracking down on corrupt police, and you think that these corrupt police are going to beat him up and then take him to the hospital so he can get better and then go and tell the public that you guys beat him up? They're going to kill him, Clarence. They're going to kill this man. Put it together.
Do you think Clarence didn't realize they were going to kill him until it came out in the newspapers? And then he was like, you guys killed him!
I thought you were going
to took him to the hospital!
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Clarence tried to do right, telling Newton that Strom and Mustache Cop should be held accountable, but my dude Newton was all about the code, protecting their own. So they bounced, and those two grimy cops didn't even take Moorehouse to the hospital. Nah, instead they hauled Moorehouse's ride to the docks. Strom shot him up with some of that heroin they've been pushing, planted evidence in his ride, and then pushed that car with Moorehouse still inside right into the water.
I love that the cops just had a brick of
2 bricks
heroin.
of heroin.
Hey, where should we put this?
Put it in the trunk. And just the otherwise empty trunk.
Yeah.
Throw a couple of bricks of heroin in there. This didn't sound suspicious to nobody? Like, nobody read this newspaper clipping and like, no, like, public official, no, like, DA, homicide detectives.
I know we were kids in the 90s, but from everything that I'm to understand, none of the people that you just named gave a fuck about any of that shit that was happening to black people.
But this sounds like mob shit.
Yeah.
So all right, the victim is black, whatever. But if you're like a homicide cop or like a
you don't cross the line.
Narcotics cop, and you think it's mob shit, you're not gonna say nothing?
You would know it's not mob
shit. How
shit.
about the public?
The public doesn't matter. They're not making arrests.
This whole situation just sounds sketchy. Nobody would believe this shit, man.
Yeah, you're right. And still nothing would come of it. It wouldn't matter.
That's sad.
Everybody would be like, hey, the cops killed that dude. And everybody would be like, yep, that shit's crazy. And then they'd continue on with their lives just like real life. So, like, are you crazy?
I don't know. I guess for me, I'm more disappointed in Clarence because
I'm thoroughly disappointed in Clarence.
I mean, all right, so the conversation he has in the car with Newton, the reason that Newton gave was that
See, the fucker went for Strom's gun.
Bullshit.
and that's why
They
put his
beat
head through a
the
window
brakes
and beat
off of it.
But that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right, Clarence. Think about it, man. Like, why would Martin... You clearly know who he is, at the very least. Fast forward like a year. Clarence had enough of that corrupt mess and left the force, drowning his guilt in a bottle. On a walk in his neighborhood, he sees a mural of Moorehouse and then has this wild vision of Moorehouse crucified, haunting him with the words, "Bring them to me." Clarence decides to confront those dirty officers at Moorehouse's grave on the anniversary of his murder. They didn't make it clear enough that there was a time skip here, because we watched it the first time and it looked like a week or two later, dude was a full-on raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I was like, okay, this seems like a really steep fall for my guy Clarence here.
Even with it being a year, still a crazy steep fall.
Yeah, that's a pretty short amount of time to go. It's like, okay, you feel guilty because you should have stopped this from happening, but your whole life fell apart? Your entire life.
You're just going to start drinking and ruin your whole life and let everything just...
Yeah, within a year.
I think it's real easy to think, too, that, like, maybe you just started smoking crack. That looks like a crackhead to me. It looks like Clarence started smoking crack. I have never met anyone that alcohol ruined their life that
Really?
badly.
I mean,
Yes,
you know,
bro.
any of
What?
the bums on the street, you think
I
those dudes
guess.
are just crackheads? No, man. Alcohol fucks
I think that
you
they
up
smoke crack.
at some point.
Yeah.
But, like, he should have done more than just quit. Like, he had options.
What?
Transfer departments, anything. Because it's like, it's not the entire police force that they're saying are dealing crack
Heroin.
or heroin, drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just Strom's unit, you know? So, like, if you wanted to kind of get away from the corruption, but it could be that it just fucked him up so much. No, they say that he left.
Mm-hmm.
You could have transferred.
Maybe he just didn't want to be a cop anymore.
That's possible. That's probably the most credit that I'll give him.
Yeah.
That he was just like, you know what?
That's some bullshit.
This whole thing is some bullshit. I'm not on it no more. That's possible. I'll give him that.
I'd at least like to hope.
Once they all gather there, Clarence calls out the officers for what they did to Moorehouse and his rep. But instead of owning up, these dudes start insulting Moorehouse even more. Strom even has the audacity to piss on Moorehouse's grave and orders Mustache Cop to do the same. Or what, Strom?
Yeah, what, are you going to beat me up? We're not in high school, bro. I'm not going to just pee on this dude's grave.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. What is the alternative here?
I love how Mustache Cop didn't want to be there the whole time. Like, as soon as they get out of the car and they start talking, it's like, he's going to be the first one to die.
Yeah.
Hey, what are we even doing here, man? Like,
you always know. It's always like the most hesitant person.
Yeah. Hey, why are we here? Are we really about to go do this?
Yeah. Do you guys remember him? Like,
do we have to pee on this man's grave?
He probably didn't even want to go. Like,
yeah.
Like Strom had to muscle him into coming in the first place.
They were doing something more fun.
Yeah, why did Strom want to come? Newton is the only person I can understand because he was his partner.
No, I think Strom wanted to come because he's a bully and a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he's like, hey, remember Clarence?
Yeah, let's go fuck with this dude. I hear he's a wino now. Let's check it out.
Come on, Mustache.
He's like, not like the strip club eating donuts. And he's like, I don't want to go see the homeless Negro.
It's in the graveyard. No, I really don't want to go see
that doesn't sound fun at all, you guys.
Strip club eating donuts.
What are dirty cops doing late at night? I just had,
Newton and Strom are about to pop Clarence when a zombified Moorehouse rises from the grave and drags Mustache Cop underground by his belt. When Moorehouse coffin busts open, it's got Mustache Cop's messed up corpse in it, and Moorehouse standing tall, holding Mustache Cop's still beating heart.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Strom blasted at the grave like that was supposed to do something.
Yeah.
It was like after dude had already got dragged underground. It's like, if you're going to shoot at something, shoot at the ground maybe?
No, man. That's
the grave itself.
That's American law enforcement at its finest right there. You got a problem, bust shots.
At whatever is
At
there.
whatever. Surprised they didn't shoot Clarence right then.
He's a pretty decent shot, though. He hits the grave every time he pulls the trigger.
I'm not going to lie. I probably would have shot Clarence then. As soon as weird shit started happening, I'd have just assumed it was Clarence's fault. Yeah. Well, fuck you. This is your fault.
Whatever's happening, it'll probably stop if I kill this guy.
He's straight up, we're here.
Straight up D&D mentality. Newton starts blasting at Moorehouse, but it's like bullets don't mean a thing. They book it in their patrol car with Moorehouse hot on their tail.
Such a good scene.
That's like the best. That might be the best scene in this whole movie, man. That might be my favorite scene.
Yeah, I
in this
agree.
whole movie.
It's a pretty good one.
Newton, Strom starts to call the 187, and Newton stops him. It's like his rationale, like his logic is nobody's gonna believe. Like, what are we gonna tell him? Like, we killed a guy and his zombie is here trying to get revenge. Mm-hmm. Like. And it's like, no, you don't have to tell him that, but you can tell them that Mustache Cop is dead and you guys need help.
Yeah. There's a zombie chasing you. I'd even say that. Fuck it. I'd even say it was Moorehouse's zombie. Help. Something. I don't know.
They're going to send somebody.
You just don't say you killed him. You could just omit that one detail.
Yeah.
Why would you even bring that up?
Whatever. It's a 187. Everybody's coming. My man Moorehouse hops on top of their ride and straight up decapitates Strom barehanded. That's when I realized, like, oh shit, this zombie.
He's not fucking around.
He's not fucking around. That's the dude I thought would die last.
Word.
I thought that because Strom was like the most annoying, like most racist one who like was doing all the bullshit,
they'd save him for last.
Because Strom is the one who actually shot him up with the heroin and then rolled the car into the wall. Mm-hmm. So like I'm thinking Moorehouse is saving this dude for last, but he unceremoniously pulls his head off. Newton's scared as hell, so he bails out and blows up the car. But that don't stop Moorehouse. Nah, he chases Newton into an alley and telekinetically pins him to the wall with used hypodermic needles, melting Newton into a mural of himself, crucified.
Way to go.
Let's talk about zombie Martin Moorehouse's superpowers, because he has a lot of them, and I don't understand all of them.
Super strength,
clearly.
Some sort of teleportation or super speed.
Hello there.
Telekinesis
now.
The ability to trap people in his mural.
Yeah, is that like reality warping or... Because he like melted into it. Heroin doesn't do that to people. Was it like magic heroin?
I don't think it had anything to... I don't even think there was any heroin. I think it was
just needles.
I think it was just needles. They were empty. They were on the ground. Nobody was...
Yeah. If they had heroin in them still, like they
They'd
wouldn't
be-
be on the ground.
Yeah, somebody would be using those.
They're used hypodermic needles. He can also
Ew.
reconstitute himself because,
Oh,
like,
yeah, regeneration.
yeah,
he
he's
gets shot a
he's
bunch.
on fire.
He gets blown up.
Yeah, when he comes back, he's not more burnt. And yeah, he has a potion brewing in his chest.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. His chest looked like a metal mold or a creepy crawler set or something.
Yeah. He's like what is he?
I don't know, because I would have said that he was some sort of revenant, like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. Man, it's like as soon as Newton
Or
ripped
is
that
he a
off his
ghost?
chest. If I was Newton and I ripped his chest off and I'm like, bro, I thought you were a zombie.
Is he a robot?
Yeah, he's some sort of
Is he
alchemist machination.
Is he? He's either a ghost or some sort of Jason Voorhees-esque revenant type of thing.
Yeah.
Because he's corporeal. You can touch him. He's
He has a
touching
lot
people.
of abilities. He has a lot
Bullets
of
aren't going through him. They're
They're
hitting
going into him. Yeah, you can see the smoke
him. Yeah.
popping off of him. He's like flinching to him. I don't know, man. This dude is crazy, and I believe that he is an Avengers level threat.
Do you think what was the last cop's name? You think he's dead?
Newton,
Yeah. Is Newton dead, or is he just
like still conscious, just
immortalized in the mural?
has to watch like everybody. Oh, that would be a miserable existence.
That'd be pretty cool. You're in a mural.
You are a mural. Like you can't move, you can't do anything. Time still passes like normal to you. They have a
But-
different concept of time.
I mean, hell, realistically, that building probably only existed in that way for like another 15 years. So
Then he got crumbled. Yeah.
or painted over.
Yeah, it was an angry mural of Moorehouse.
Yeah, that mural definitely got covered up with a nicer mural of Morehouse, and the crucified,
Somewhere, yeah.
the
with,
crucified white cop there, they painted over that. They definitely wanted to clean up that. So whoever painted the angry political activist with the cop who killed him crucified in the mural,
Yeah, that wasn't gonna fly for
the city
for long
painted
enough.
over that. The city probably tore that building down. Like, let's be
Yeah,
real. That
he's
mural
got-
didn't stay up for very long.
He's got a new mural in a nicer part of town now. It's
And that
got,
cop
like,
is
a
not in it.
sunset and doves.
Yeah.
That cop is nowhere in that mural. All right, the story didn't end the way I thought it would. But before we get to the ending, please like, share, subscribe.
Follow.
If you don't, then I won't appreciate it at all.
It's nicer than what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna say? Fuck you?
Yeah, exactly that.
I'll tell you what. If
If you don't, fuck y'all.
All right, Morehouse ain't finished though. He corners Clarence, demanded to know why he didn't help him a year ago when he was getting beat down. And that's where the story ends. Clarence locked up in a mental hospital with the murders of Strom, Newton, and Mustache Cop pinned on him. Which, based on the fact that no one in the alleyway acknowledged Zombie Morehouse, do you think it's possible that, like, Clarence did kill those cops?
What happened to Mural Cop? Clarence didn't kill the cop that got crucified by the hypodermic needles and molded into the wall.
All of that shit, maybe that just happened in Clarence's head. Zombie Morehouse, like, what we watched could possibly have been like a
fever dream.
fantasization. Yeah. But in actuality, he actually killed those 3 cops.
Like
because-
right then.
Yeah. That night on the anniversary of Martin Moorehouse's murder.
I like that. That's better.
You think that's better
Yeah.
than dude actually being real?
Yeah. I like that better.
Because that's
That somehow feels like a happy ending to me.
other than the zombie came back and did it himself.
Yeah.
Stack, Ball, and Bulldog all thought Mr. Sims was crazy after hearing that story. But after peeking into another casket, Mr. Sims drops another tale about a boy named Walter. That's a whole nother story, y'all. What did you think of that story?
I really appreciate stories where we get to see the man get it stuck to him. I like it
Literally?
when
With hypodermic
They
needles?
stuck it to the man with hypodermic needles.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I see police officers doing racist stuff, and then I see them get
yeah.
some desserts. And
Right.
it was satisfying. It was never scary. It's like, this is supposed to be a horror movie, but like, who was afraid here?
Yeah, the cops.
It's like I just envision people in the theaters like, yeah, get him,
Right.
get him, yeah.
Oh, they blew him up. Oh, hey, he back.
Oh shit, he got the needles. Oh, he's crucifying him. Yeah, get him.
In his mouth.
Yeah.
This was a good story. This was one of my favorite stories in this movie. And it really got me hooked and made me excited to watch the rest of the movie. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate you coming by, checking us out. Like, share, and subscribe if you liked it. Comment in the bottom if you have something to say or if you saw this movie. Other than that, we appreciate every single one of y'all. Rest in peace, Wes.